Hello everyone, and welcome back to this Ansys Discovery learning track for topology optimization. In this video, we will be reviewing how to create load cases as well as how to parameterize your objective for generative design studies. Let's get started. As you can see, we have a single force and support applied to this topology optimization simulation. Additionally, you can see that we do not have any parameters in this study due to a lack of number showing up next to our parameter icon here. A number will show detailing the total number of parameters in the simulation. You can also click this icon to view the parameter table, which currently shows none. Let's just click this X to close this window. In Discovery, we can apply parameters on geometry features, physics boundary conditions, and in this case, we can parameterize the goal of the simulation, which is volume reduction. Let's start by parameterizing our force, which gives us one way to create load cases. In this situation, let's parameterize the components so that we can create forces in different directions for optimization. To do this, we will need to open the heads-up display. You can do this by double-clicking or choosing right-click and edit. From there, we will need to open our force components, which can be done by clicking Use Force Components. From here, we will need to place our cursor in one of the components by simply clicking. Then, we will need to click the Parameterize icon here. Once we have clicked this icon, you can see that we are now showing one in our parameter section in the bottom of our screen. Please note that if you do not click within the components, Discovery will only parameterize the total magnitude of the force. Let's click the parameter icon next to our simulation information display and navigate to the test cases section. Here, we can define the various loading conditions or cases that this part will experience. As you can see, we can click this button with a green plus mark to create new load cases. It is important to fully detail each load case so that the solver can consider them all during optimization. In our case, let's create 3 load cases. 1 for the original load that we set up, and 2 for lateral loads. As you can see, this is purely entering the values in tabular form. One final note is that this can also be used to manage a variety of physics boundary conditions. For instance, let's simply apply an arbitrary pressure to this face and simply parameterize the total value. As you can see, this has now been added to our test case section. If I wish to not include this pressure in other load cases, we can simply enter a 0 value for these situations. Finally, let's review how to parameterize the target for our optimization. To view our target, we can look in our physics tree and see the target value. You can click this parameter icon here to create a parameter, or you can do so from the heads-up display as we had done for the force components. Unlike our forces, we will have the ability to control a parametric sweep of our target value through our Variations tab. We can click the plus arrow, once again, to create more design variations for the topology optimization to complete and prepare optimized geometries. As you can see, we can create different design variations to different optimization percentages. Let's quickly set some arbitrary values for 3 different design variations. Once we've done so, you can see that we have a solve option in this same window. We can click the drop down to choose Update Current, Update Starred, and Update All. You can specify your current design by selecting the design variation and clicking this icon here. You can also star your variations by clicking these icons. Update All is hopefully self-evident. When a simulation is completed from this window, Discovery will automatically export the faceted geometries to the model. Let's go ahead in this situation and update all. This will take a few minutes, so let's rejoin after this run is completed. Now that the simulations are complete, we can see the addition of 3 new facet bodies to our geometry tree. Each of these correspond to the different design variations. Thank you for watching this tutorial on topology optimization and Ansys Discovery. We hope that you found it helpful. Thank you and take care.